Good morning, mi gente. It's 9 a.m. I know gay people and an LGBTQ plus Kiki at 9 in the freaking morning. Well, that's why I'm still in bed. Me, I'm FayWhat! And welcome back to the FayWhat Show, the only show where we spill the queer tea from my bed. This program was created by Hotspots Happening Out. The FayWhat Show is America's first LGBTQ plus morning show, and I'm broadcasting live and also available on demand. In 2025, our Hotspots magazine celebrates 40 years of documenting the LGBTQ experience. It's the largest publication of its kind in Florida and one of the oldest in America. Happening Out Television Network's Queer News Tonight is celebrating over 11,000 television stories and more than 11 million streaming views so far in 2025. It's the most watched LGBTQ news and information show in the world. Hotspots Happening Out will be producing some of the most incredible LGBTQ plus events, including Wilton Manor Stonewall Pride, Pride Fete as well. We represent the same model of PBS and NPR. We are a nonprofit 501c3 organization whose mission is to educate and serve the LGBTQ plus community. It is Tuesday, November 18th, 2025. Wow, I can't believe it's November 18th already. We have lots of fun things to talk about, so come on, let's go.
Gay boys, hashtag that girl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, hashtag that girl. Pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton. Is that girl Latina, but she's universal too? If you find a girl to love, only one girl to love, then she'll be that girl too. That girl.
Good morning, my fabulous FayWhat fam. Yeah, try to say that 3 times. Grab your coffee, your dog, your wig glue, because today we are serving legendary realness with a side of sass and a sprinkle of showbiz sparkle. She's the Broadway bombshell with the voice of an angel and the humor of a slightly inebriated nun. And that's on a good day, baby. She's been called enormous by Sir Elton John, no less, burly and beloved by every gay uncle from Provincetown to Palm Springs. She's conquered the Sydney Opera House, Carnegie Hall, and yes, even the men's room at Macy's. And now she's bringing her holiday fantasia and her heart, plus her adorable dog, Jasper, to South Florida. Please welcome the incomparable, the unstoppable, the total unfloppable, Varla Jean Merman.
Hello, Faye. I'm so happy to be in your bed with Jasper.
Oh,
look,
oh yeah. Thank you so much for getting in bed with me, honey. I love this light blue on you.
Oh, nice. Ice blue.
Ooh, I love it. Ice, baby. So, Varla, you just wrapped your 30th season in P-Town. Holy shit.
Can you believe it? Yeah, I first went to Provincetown July 5th, 1995. I opened for Lip Synca. Do you remember Lip Synca? Some of the old queens will. Honey, that's how long.
Wow.
She might be dead now. But listen, I opened for her, and then I started doing seasons, I think, in 98, and then I've done every year in Provincetown, and I love it. I love it. But
and they love you. They adore you.
I know, honey. Thank God.
Ooh, 3 decades of wigs, wackiness, and just love. You know, I saw the drowsy Chappelle Rowan at the Crown and Anchor, and it was hilarious, weirdly spiritual, like a gospel brunch, right? You know. But it was all about love. Everybody wanted to see you. It was during Carnival, and you could not say Varla at any corner without somebody going, "Are you going? Are you going?" You know, it was that kind of love. No wonder you love it there.
Big fish, little pond, and I'll keep it that way, honey. I'll keep it that way. I love it. No, and I'm so lucky because I get to do a show in Provincetown, and I get to do it 80 times. So, honey, if the show isn't good by the end of the summer, I should throw her away. No, so it's great. Now I'm traveling all over the country. I'm going to be in Orlando this Friday and Saturday. If you have friends in Orlando, tell them. They can go to my website, varlagene.com. Had to get that in there. But this show, the Drowsy Chapel Roan, is all about pop princesses. And I'm bringing it to Fort Lauderdale.
Oh my God, I can't wait for
The
that.
Sunshine Cathedral on
Yep.
January 24th.
All right,
Yes.
so get your tickets. I definitely am going to be there for that, and there's even going to be a possibility for you to do a meet and greet with Varla Jean. So get your tickets definitely. It's January 24th. I already got my tickets. There's still some left, so get yours for sure. So I did see the Drowsy Chaperone in P Town, and it was amazing. And now that right there alone sounds like a fever dream, the Drowsy Chapel Rowan. Like, how did that come? Why that name?
Well, she is an amazing pop star. And what happened is that after the election, I deleted all my news apps. I wanted light and fluffy. I deleted everything, and I started listening to Chapel Roan. So then
light and fluffy.
She's pop. I love her. And then I go to the Starbucks in Wilton Manors. I'm waiting for my drink. And then there's this hot daddy in a kilt standing next to me, and I hear him say to the barista, "Oh yeah, my niece is doing a Christmas special with Sabrina Carpenter on Friday." And I was like, wait a minute, Chapel Roan is doing that with Sabrina Carpenter. Turns out Chapel Roan has a gay uncle who lives right here in Wilton Manors.
Shut the hell up!
He's a flight attendant. Did I mention he was gay? And can you believe it? And I met him, and I thought it's a sign from God. I should do this show. Now, it's not all Chapel Roan. I do all pop princesses and prove that they've all ripped me off.
They all
have ripped me off. So I just thought it was a sign from God that I met Chapel Roan's uncle at a Starbucks in Wilton Manors in a kilt. Honey, he's fabulous, and she's fabulous. Maybe he'll bring her. Wouldn't that be great?
Maybe he will. I mean, I want to be invited to their Thanksgiving Day, right? Family affair.
Yes. Well,
you never know who you're going to meet at a Starbucks in Wilton. Just understand that,
oh my
right?
God, yes, you could meet me.
I mean, you could meet Varla. You might
a little more casual.
Also, you might not know. You know what I mean? Like,
look, I put Jasper to sleep. Look at my big hairy foot.
You know. She's like, are my feet gonna show? Are my feet gonna? I'm like, no. And then she goes to show them. Explain that to me. And her feet are not awful. Like, I don't. Who made you feel bad about your feet? Was there a sexual encounter where the gentleman said, "Ooh, your feet"?
No, actually. Thanks, Faye. No, in fact,
I think your feet are great.
In fact, I used to wear, those stripper heels, the clearly, they're called Clearly Specials, and it's just an acrylic heel. And, it's just plastic on there. So my toes have had to grip onto that for years. And so my toes literally look like this, like I'm on the moon and it's upside down. And so my toes just are naturally formed now like this.
Okay.
And they look really great when they're right here next to my face.
Oh my God, they're not that bad. And mine are pretty.
Yours
pretty
are
similar.
gorgeous.
Look at how long
No.
those toes are. I can pick up shit with my toes. I can finger lesbians with my toes.
Wait, is that what this bed is for? What's Jasper?
Jasper's like, I don't want to know about lesbians. That's too much. That's too much.
Say hello.
Hi, Jasper.
That's my
Let's
baby.
talk about Jasper, right?
Yes.
When I saw the Drowsy Chaperone in P-Town, I didn't expect for Jasper to be on stage, and he has a lot of stage time,
He does. Well, there's an amazing song that Sabrina Carpenter does called Taste, and it's really kind of gross. She sings, "If I hear you're back together," and if that's true, she's singing it to a girl. "You'll just have to taste me when he's kissing you." And you're like, yeah, so I sing, if we get together, Jasper's here too, so you'll just have to taste him when I'm kissing you, because I let Jasper lick my face. I saw one time on a TikTok video that it actually hurts their feelings when you make them not stop licking you. So I just let Jasper lick my whole face. He's mommy's little makeup remover.
That's it. Let him. Does Jasper have a writer? Does he demand Avion water and green room belly rubs? Every time I've seen you, he's on stage with you, but he always has a hot handler off stage.
Well, we has a wrangler. Yes, you know what, Jasper? I mean, I would give him anything he wanted because he's the sweetest thing. He's so sweet. Here, put your little face in the camera, though. There you go. Oh, there he is. He's so sweet and
he really
so
is.
loyal, and he loves to fly. He loves to be in the show. He jumps through hoops. But he requires chicken.
Oh, okay, so that's what he likes.
Chicken, yes.
Do you think that Jasper's gay?
Jasper, you know what? My friend calls Jasper a femme top. Okay. He does, because he is kind of really alpha, but he's a femme top.
No,
yes.
I get that.
I call him tough fluff. Yeah.
Tough fluff.
Yeah, because he's tough too. He was barking at everybody coming in here.
He wasn't. He was just defending his mama.
Yeah,
That's it, you know?
my baby.
The holidays are coming. I mean, they're practically here.
Yes.
Next week is freaking Thanksgiving. I can't believe that. And I'm even more excited about you coming back and decking the halls, right? And I don't just mean your dressing room. You're coming to Sunshine Cathedral for Holiday Fantasia with the incomparable and super adorable Matthew Darren.
Sweet. He is so kind, so talented, so amazing to work with.
How did you meet him?
You know, I met him here in
Gay men bathroom.
Yeah,
No.
I have no idea. Sniffies? No. Anyway, yeah, I just saw his hair hanging down the torso. No, he is so. I think I met him here. Yeah, we met him here. He's an amazing singer. You know, he can produce anything. He's actually produced some songs for me that I've used in my show, and he puts that Christmas concert together. Has a different charity every year. Please come see it. Holiday Fantasia. The singing is unbelievable, not by me, but by everybody else. I'm comic relief. But he is amazing, Matthew Darren. And every year he gets such a great group of people to be in the show. And, you know, if you really want to start the holidays right, be at Sunshine Cathedral on December 7th.
Yes.
It is a Sunday, and then we'll all go to Scandals.
And then we'll all go to Scandals. You see?
I'm going to be there before and after.
You see, Scott Holland will all be at Scandals. You know, I mean, that's it. You know, Matthew Darren is so incredible. And when he puts this Christmas show together, right? I mean, he does it he probably starts putting it together the day after the last one.
I know.
You know?
He works so hard, and he's sexy, too.
And he's so
he's
sexy. And that
sexy.
hair,
Yeah,
like,
the hair is beautiful.
it's like the hair reminds me of a blonde girl, an ex-girlfriend of mine. And I think
really?
maybe that's why it smells like it,
You know,
too.
he doesn't remind me of an ex-girlfriend.
No, he doesn't. But you kids, like, you play off each other so well.
Yeah, we have a good time. We've done some fun stuff. And I haven't even started writing, but I'm doing this. But I have a busy week. I need to get to Orlando and come back, and I'll start working.
Okay, well, I mean,
Yeah.
Orlando will be all right. Orlando just had Orlando Pride. Orlando, make sure that you go support Varla Jean, all right? She is the drag queen that other drag queens go and say, I learned my shit from her. All right? Oh, better yet, sorry. I stole my shit from her.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I wanted
That's
to make
all right,
sure.
that's
You
all
know
right.
what I mean? So we were talking about Holiday Fantasia, and it's all going to support an incredible organization close to my heart.
Yes.
You have a picture right there next to you
Yes.
of my brother and me. That is
Oh.
Tony Lima, and he is the CEO of SunServe.
SunServe.
And
SunServe. Yes, yes.
SunServe is benefiting from this year's Holiday Fantasia.
Yes.
They help. What is it? My old pastor told me, from the womb to the tomb, they take care of you, right?
Oh, my God. That's amazing. Well, you know, I just think as entertainers and personalities this year, we just have for the next 3 years now at this point, we have such a responsibility because so many people have lost funding. I will do any benefit. Anyone out there, if you need somebody to do a benefit, if you've lost funding, you need help, just contact me, because I just think we have to help these amazing organizations who have been defunded. And so we sort of have a responsibility, just like, you know, honey, I grew up doing shows during, you know, with the AIDS epidemic. So, you know, we had a responsibility then. So, you know, and I think all my sisters would agree, you know, we have got to be out there, be visible, and help people raise money. You were at the Equality Florida. We raised over $225,000, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, we got to fight.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fighting to do.
Do you?
Fighting takes money.
Fighting does take money. Do you ever? You mentioned the AIDS crisis, right? And one of my real good friends is Dale Stein, who is also a friend of yours. I know you love
amazing
Dale.
photographer. Yes.
Dale wrote my theme song for my favorite
he
show,
did?
and
Oh.
he's so amazing. And he also sang it, and he is so incredible.
He is.
You know, he mentioned sometimes about having survivor's guilt
Yes.
from that time, you know, and what that has helped him want to fight more and help other organizations now. Do you ever feel that way?
Well, you know, it's interesting because I had a lot of friends who were HIV positive who, when they were getting their COVID tests, the first round, when everyone was like, you're going to die if you get it, people having total PTSD,
PTSD, you got it
that's
right.
close
One of
enough.
those. It was close enough. We knew what you meant.
I know, you know, having it because they, you know, were worried they would have it, have to tell friends again, you know, so I totally understand. But I don't know if I have survivor's guilt, but I definitely see, you know, the older queens are much more inclined to get up and start fighting. I think a lot of the younger queens have had a pretty good life.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, honey, everybody has to fight now. Everybody, young and old, we have all got to do this together because it's going to be a rough time for the next couple of years. But you know what? We can get through it, and we have to hope for the midterms, and we just have to don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. Because I thought even recently, I thought, I'm kind of depressed. And it was like, because it seemed like nothing to hope for. But you know what? We have each other. And that is so important. At the benefit the other day for Equality Florida, I was just realized we can make each other happy.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We have to depend on each other more than the outside world. Community comes first. First right now, you know?
Yeah, 100%. And it has to, right? It just, it reminds me of those days where, well, I mean, I read history, right? History still exists in my house, right? And I know that during those times, during the AIDS crisis, a lot of people didn't have their families. They were shunned by their families, and lesbians stepped up and helped a lot of gay men, right? That unity that happened there needs to happen now with all the letters of our LGBTQIA+.
Yes.
Because it's scary times.
It is scary times. And, that's one reason I love Provincetown, too, because during the AIDS crisis, a lot of people came from New York, Boston, to Provincetown to die. And the lesbians took care of them, and the Portuguese women. There's actually an amazing documentary. The Portuguese women who are native to Provincetown took care of all these dying men.
Wow.
And so Provincetown just has an amazing history and, an artistic history. And it's an amazing place. So if you haven't come to Provincetown, I'm going to open a new show next summer.
Are you?
Every year.
Yay! No!
What am I going to do?
Listen, Provincetown is magical, okay? I had never been to Provincetown, right? I've been fucking everywhere there's gay boys, right? I had never been.
You finally were there. I was shocked to see you.
That was the first time, right? Thank you, Flockfest crew, for taking me with them, and Jonathan Hawkins from Crown and Anchor for inviting me. Thank you so much. I had a great time. There was a family spirit in Provincetown, right? Like, I feel that, like, here we have so many gay people, but we're like separated from the straight people. It's like, let's have our Stonewall, let's have our parades, let's have our gay events, but let's be separate from the straight people. Yeah. We can't do shit without the straight people.
Yes.
In Provincetown, it's like everyone's together. I saw 11-year-old girls crying over the drag queens because they knew them. They know all of you.
Yes, Provincetown is magical, and it is an amazing mix of gay and straight.
Yes, there's just something we're not doing here that they're doing there. That's just incredible.
Well, I think it's Provincetown being so small, there really is nowhere else to go.
It's like there's no more space, so obviously we're gonna all be together, and that's it.
I know. But I have to say, I love Fort Lauderdale, and I tell people this all the time. I love Fort Lauderdale, and I tell people Fort Lauderdale has a gay mayor, not Wilton Manors. Yes, they do too, but Fort Lauderdale. So and Florida can be very red, and even though we have a little blue bubble here with Wilton Manors, Fort Lauderdale itself is not gay. Yeah. But we have a gay mayor here.
Dean Trentalis.
Yeah, Dean Trentalis. Handsome man, Greek.
Hey, Dean.
Anyways, so I just always say that about Fort Lauderdale. There's an amazing mix of people here. Yeah. Amazing mix.
And you can, and I know that people say like, oh, don't go to Florida, right? Because this, that, and the third. There are so many safe pockets that you can be in. I'm not saying drive from South Florida to Tallahassee.
Dress like this.
Dress like that, right? With a big lesbian that says, I'm a big lesbian, right? Yeah. I wouldn't say do that, but there are safe spaces. Orlando has an incredible gay community. She's going to be there, okay? Make sure you go see her. Down here, there is community here, And like you said, then you're able to look at the mayor and go, the mayor's gay. He's got our backs, The chief of police, guess what? He's gay.
Yes. And it would drive me crazy. Now, this happened more before this last one became president, but even during Biden, when DeSantis would do something, people were like, I'm boycotting Florida. I was like, what are you doing? Like, you're going to punish the gay people who are already being punished. You know what? We are on the front lines in Florida, and we're not going anywhere. We're not going to be forced out. It's the same thing if people said, oh, Trump is president. Why don't you move? No, you don't move. You stand your ground and you fight for what you deserve. This is America. We can be wherever we want. Yep. And so do not ever boycott Florida. They are the most amazing gay people and gay businesses and art. The most amazing music scene in Wilton Manors. It's amazing. We have got to support places. Like if your finger hurts, do you cut it off? No, you put a bandage around it. You help it.
Yeah.
And so the whole boycott Florida, it drove me out of my mind. And I would preach that across the country. Go to Florida. There are amazing people. There are safe places to be, and let's face it, Wilton is just a dream.
It really is. It's a dream. I mean, you could, I have, ran down Wilton Drive in a prom dress. I have driven, I have ran down Wilton Drive in a harness and a prom dress. Nobody even flinches, Varla.
Right?
You know what I mean?
I
mean, that's the beauty of it. So, and you love it so much so that you also live here as well,
Yes,
right?
I love it. Yes, I live more towards the beach, but but I love it. We're on the intercoastal, and so I have my coffee on. There's no place else in the world I'd rather be. I mean, I just look out of the water, and it's so calm and beautiful, and I love Fort Lauderdale. And the puppy, where'd he go? Anyway.
And he loves Fort Lauderdale too, And South Florida is one of those places that when you look at the water, you look at the sand, you look at the gorgeous people, you're like, that's why we fight.
Yes.
That's why we're here.
This is why. And
that's why we stay
belong here.
And
we belong anywhere in this country that we want to go. Jasper, come on.
Jasper, who you? Jasper's just randomly like barking at people because he can. Jasper, come
He's
here.
my bodyguard.
Come here, baby.
Come here, buddy. Come here.
Yeah, I'm afraid of him.
Come here. Come here. Come here. Tough love. My femme top. Come here.
He's so cute.
There we go. Come
Did
here.
he just get groomed? I mean, he looks perfect.
He did. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here.
So, do you find the audiences in Fort Lauderdale more wilder than the ones in P-Town, or just more Botoxed?
That's a trick question. I don't perform in Fort Lauderdale a lot. I do the Christmas show and I do my show usually one night. I try to pack the house, and it is the most amazing audience. I love doing it here because I usually don't do houses that big. It's like a 600-seat house, and I usually do about 200. And so it is just a magical night. And, they all come out for me. I'm so happy that, they for 30 years, I used to perform at Georgie's Alibi. I was one of the first out-of-town acts they had at Georgie's Alibi.
What?
1998. And the Social Security office, and you all remember, the Social Security office was right next door. Yes, yes, and there was nothing around.
Nothing, that was it.
Nothing around. It was Georgie's Alibi. And it would be packed from the morning to night. I mean, people would just be eating and drinking. Georgie's was it, and they were wonderful. Georgie was so kind to me, and they saw me in Provincetown, and they brought me down here because this is before the internet, where people. That's why it was so great about Provincetown. They'd see me there, and then I could go anywhere in the country.
Yeah.
And so they had me down there, and I performed there for years and years and years.
Amazing, and I mean, Alibi kind of started it all, which is crazy, you know. You've done Broadway, you've done TV, film, Out Magazine's most influential list. You were on that too.
Yes,
That's a
year.
Big deal.
That was great. That was a surprise too. So I don't know how that happened.
Because you deserve it.
Well,
What do you mean you don't know how that happened?
Thank you. But that was a big surprise, and that really touched me. I've been around a long time, and as you know, Drag Race came well after I started, and some of the people I started with, like Miss Coco, who was just here a couple weeks ago, we talked. I remember we were eating dinner. I think I don't remember where we were, me and Jackie Beat and Sherry Vine, who are also some old girls, and we're like, I guess our career's over, But guess what? We're all still working.
Yep.
Our audiences are less mobile.
God, you're so silly.
But you know what? Look, he's licking your foot. Yeah.
I don't know where that. Remember, I told you I do stuff with my toes.
Yeah. Oh no. But we're still around. All of us old girls are still around. We're still working.
And there's still work for everybody, okay?
There's still plenty of work.
This is just from my seat, Varla, right? A lot of us, we're so marginalized that we're so afraid that you're going to take away what I have.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And we're giving the universe the wrong message. We've got to tell the universe that we're here for abundance. There's enough for all of us to work.
Well, I love that about Provincetown, too. You would think that a town full of drag queens would be a little cunty, but
they are,
but we all lift each other up, and we all support each other, and we all want everyone else to do well, and we promote each other. Even today, Miss Ridgefield, because I was like, oh, Miss Ridgefield must have fans in Orlando, and I asked him, would you go post for me? And he said, yes. He's called me and said, I'm not doing so well some way, so would you post for me? And we all post for each other. Nina West, the Drag Race girl, just posted for me.
And Nina loves to be down here, too.
I love Nina. She is so much fun. Ben Delacreme, who's a good friend of mine. Jinx. If I needed something. Oh, and Bianca Del Rio. Even though she's the cuntiest, she is the most kind, generous queen there is. I'm not kidding you. Yeah, she will make the.
What is it like? I saw Coco Peru the other day live at Sunshine Cathedral, and she made fun of Bianca at least 10 times in her show. Where I took my bestie that had never seen Coco and was like, "Who the hell is Bianca Del Rio?" I'm like, "Look her up, bitch! Look her up and laugh at her too."
Can you say that one more time? Who the hell is Bianca Del Rio?
Varla, do you ever look back at little Jeffrey and think, how did we get here? From small town dreams to freaking Carnegie Hall in a corset?
Well, you know, it's crazy because I had no idea I would do this for a living. I had no idea. I mean, I moved to New York from New Orleans. I'm from New Orleans, and I'm in advertising. But the reason why I moved is because my friend I had gone to high school with moved to New York City, and he said, "Jeff, last night I saw this drag queen do a monologue to a Wagner aria." And I was like, what? Because in New Orleans, at the time, we were lip syncing Melissa Manchester songs.
Oh my God. Do you know I just interviewed Melissa Manchester last week? I was like, oh my God, you're amazing. You're still around. That's amazing.
That's amazing.
Sorry,
but it turns out that drag queen doing a monologue to a Wagner aria was Miss Coco Peru.
Oh my God.
Yes. And so I literally moved to New York because I thought I want to meet this Coco Peru, and I want to see what they're doing with drag in New York City, because we were not doing that in New Orleans. It was just there was a drag renaissance going on in the 90s in New York. I moved, I met Coco, we became good friends, we did a movie together, and she is inspiring to me because it taught me that you can do whatever you want to in drag. The drag part has nothing to do with it. If it's entertaining, the drag means nothing, you know. So it just has to be entertaining.
It has to be entertaining. It has to be funny.
Entertaining, funny, different. You have to do your own thing.
Yeah.
You know.
You have to make people forget about their normal lives and be there focused on the laughter with you. You know.
Especially now, because even though Coco this year did a political show. In Provincetown, this year I said, you know what? I'm not going to do one thing political because I just think people.
It's a lot.
Need an escape, right?
Well, and that fatigue you mentioned before is true.
It is true. People are tired of all that. So, yeah, I didn't do anything, and I did pop music. That was like the fluffiest thing I could think of to do. And it also made me do all new songs because I love to take one or two old ones, throw them in
just in case.
This year I couldn't because it was all pop music that's on the radio now.
Yeah.
So it was a good challenge, and it really worked out.
Well, and with that, you get newer fans, honey. Like at your last show in P-Town, I saw a lot of youngins that came with their old daddies, but they were still there, and they were like, "Oh, I love her. Oh, you're."
Well, the year before I did a Taylor Swift, the Errors tour, and so that really kind of changed my audience. I got a lot of straight girls, straight women, and if you can get straight girls and gay men,
you're done.
You got a full crowd.
You're good.
Honey. You got a full crowd.
You're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
Full crowd.
Varla, I always say that, like, my gay boys, they keep me grounded, right? When anybody calls me pretty too many times in a row, they remind me, bitch, you don't look like that in the morning, right? Or they should see you without lashes. You know what I mean? They're the first ones. And I say that because one of my best friends just walked in and he does that for me, Is there someone special cheering you on behind the scenes, aside from Jasper?
Yeah, well, I have to say Miss Coco cheers me on all the time. Like, and we'll kind of, lift each other up because we've both had kind of a hard time with everything politically. And my boyfriend, Cade, who is just so... his humor, it takes a lot to make him laugh. And so when I wrote this last show, I kind of thought, would Cade find that funny? And you know what? It was maybe one of the best shows I've ever done because he has a very high standard of humor, because I like to go low, low, low. And I kept it up a little bit. And you know what? It was really good. He's my muse. He's my muse, my boyfriend, Cade.
I love that. Is it hard to date you?
No. Oh my God! Are you kidding?
Basket of dildos. It's a party.
Are you kidding? I think I have my challenges.
Just a few. I
like anyone else.
No, of course.
No, I know, but it is hard to date an entertainer or a personality. Because we, our product is ourselves. So yes, we do have to focus on ourselves, and we have to learn. I have to learn how to just like turn it off at certain times. You know what I mean? Because I'm always thinking, what can Varla do next? But you just got to turn it off sometimes. Like, people don't talk about their work. Like, Kate doesn't tell me about his job all day long.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
but this is who you are.
It is who I
also.
am, yes. But I try to
be
hold it back.
Well, and to be true to Jeffrey too. You know what I mean? Like, because I mean, he's got to live there too. You know what I mean?
I know.
You know?
Yeah. Put Varla in that bag and put her under the bed. No, actually, I got her a storage unit, climate control.
Has to be. Has to
Florida,
be. Those damn
kidding?
wigs, you know. Varla, what's next? More shows? A tell-all book where you tell all the tea on these bitches.
I might write
I came,
a book.
I sang, I spanked. Something like that.
I might write a book, but this year I'm going to start a podcast. I think in the new year, and just to give myself something to do. And I do have a lot of contacts, if I could say so.
You have great friends too.
Colleagues, yes. So
did you say contacts? I heard
I'm going to Puerto Vallarta this year. I haven't been since COVID, so I'm excited to perform there.
Ooh, Kiki's great.
Yeah, I'm going to perform the show until I'll do my new show in April in Palm Springs, and then whatever that is, I have no idea, and then I'll start that in Provincetown again in June.
I love that. She'll be giving out
again.
Doxy for everybody. All right. Varla, I got a quick game that I'm going to play with you before I let you go. We call it Say What with FayWhat, and it's basically like the R game, right? So, the or game, excuse me. It's like a rapid fire, no thinking, just instinct, just answer, all right?
Yeah.
All right. Provincetown or Palm Springs? I know it's
Provincetown.
hard. Broadway or Bathhouse?
Bathhouse.
Carnegie Hall or Sunshine Cathedral?
Sunshine Cathedral.
Drag brunch or drag bingo?
Oh, drag bringo.
That just puts them together. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Lip sync or live vocals?
Live vocals.
Spanx or F it?
F it.
Yeah, right.
I know.
You have like 3 on right now.
Shh. I'm laying down because I can't breathe.
Elton John or Elton Gone?
Elton John.
Ho, 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 or oh, no.
Ho, ho, ho.
Yes, Varla, you've made us laugh, you've made us cry, and clutch our pearls, sometimes all in the same moment. You are a gift wrapped in glamour and topped with a wig, all right? Everyone, please catch Varla Jean Merman in Holiday Fantasia on December 7th, and The Drowsy Chaperone on January 24th here at Sunshine Cathedral. They're both here at Sunshine Cathedral.
Yes.
Also, follow her on all social media at Varla Jean Merman. That's on Instagram and also on Facebook. Orlando, she's coming to you next. All right, so look out for her. If you're lucky, you'll get yourself a ticket, and you might even get Jasper to say hello and be nice to you. Right? I'm still waiting for his ass to follow me back.
I know,
mean, what's a girl gotta do? I got him a tie and everything. I don't understand.
Look at the little face. Look at the little face.
I love that face.
He's so good.
I love him. Varla, thank you so much for being on my show.
Thank you for having me.
You're a goddess, and I appreciate you. So those feet. Can you touch that button all the way back there? No?
Like Fred Flintstone feet.
Right?
Yeah.
Look into that camera and give them your best. FayWhat?
FayWhat?
There it is. All right. We will be right back. Varla Jean, yes. Good evening, my loves, and cue the goosebumps, because this one really touches me right here in my little cold heart. We're talking about World AIDS Day, Broadway community, and a celebration of love and legacy that will leave you shouting no day but today. Joining me today, in my bed is my dear friend and powerhouse, Dr. Gajraj, Senior Vice President and Chief Marketing Officer at Can Community Health, Professor at Miami-Dade College, Forbes contributor, and a man who somehow does it all and still looks flawless next to me. Yeah, I said that. Okay, no, usually I'm next to him. It's something like that. Well, Cal, welcome back to the FayWhat Show.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be back. It's been a while since I've been in bed with you.
I know. Well, since you got the job at the incredible Can Community Health, you've been a little busy.
It's been very busy. It's been very busy.
I mean, I feel like you announced the position and like you hit the ground running. I mean, like you haven't like taken a breath in that time that you've been with Can. How does that feel?
It's been an incredible journey, and you're right. Since I started with Can last August, so it's been a little over a year, and I've just been traveling. A lot of people don't realize that Can is nationwide. So we have clinics in multiple states. So medical, pharmacy, dental, behavioral health. We do so much for a lot of the community. So we're really proud of that.
Well, I remember that I was in Vegas visiting a friend and I saw Can Community Health like represented. They were like at all these events and I'm like taking pictures, sending to Cal, and he's like, we're everywhere.
We're everywhere.
Well, so Cal, World AIDS Day is such a sacred time for our community, Tell us about Can Community Health's World AIDS Day concert and what can people expect this year? I mean, the incredible Adam Pascal, Anthony Rapp, the original stars of Rent, are headlining. And you know that my inner Broadway person is screaming for joy because you know how much I love Rent and how much I love these songs. No Date But Today is practically tattooed on my heart, So how did this collaboration come together?
So World AIDS Day is celebrated globally on December 1st of every year in every country, which is an amazing observance of just remembrance and hope for the future. This year, Can decided to take it a step further to create this unique experience both in Fort Lauderdale and Tampa. So Sunday, November 30th in Fort Lauderdale, and then Monday, December 1st in Tampa. We're holding these two concerts, like you said, with Adam Pascal and Anthony Rapp, who were the original Mark and Roger from Rent. So it's super exciting. They have mentioned that they might be bringing some of their cast members with them.
Oh my God.
They haven't said who.
If Adina Menzel,
I know.
I will just die right there.
I really hope that it is Adina, but who knows?
But does it matter?
It doesn't matter. Like, we're all going to be there. The event is going to be at the Los Olos Oceanside Park.
Whoa,
so
that's a great
known
space.
as the Loop in Fort Lauderdale, so right on Fort Lauderdale Beach. So we're really excited about that. We're anticipating, about 3,000 people there. It's going to be a really powerful night.
Get there early.
Yeah.
Oh my God. My next question was how many people does that hold, right? Because that's incredible. Like, what a decision to be had, right? You could have made this into a smaller scale concert, right? Which, a couple hundred people could have gone to, and it would have been spectacular and we all would have been happy, right? But you opened it up and put it at the promenade with holding 3,000 people. Logistics on that can't be easy, Cal.
It's kind of crazy. We're super excited to partner with Harmony Waves, who have put on so many incredible events in our community, and the Gray Box Theater and Master Sound Productions to put on this spectacular event. We're super excited about it. We have the Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida as part of our pre-show. Alexander Zenos and the Birds of Paradise, who's also our featured headliner. And who knows, maybe some more surprises.
Well, I have a feeling there's going to be more surprises, I mean, right there, that's enough for me, my little heart. I'm going to be camping out the night before so I can get a good spot. You? I'm just saying. Why was it so important for Can to celebrate World AIDS Day through music, through art, through storytelling, rather than just statistics and speeches that most of these organizations do?
I think it was time for us to bring some more visibility to this. And we all know that the intersection of the arts and health and wellness, correlate with each other for living, just healthier, more progressive lives. We're also, obviously living in unprecedented times. Like, we're being erased, page by page, off the internet, laws, it's just sidewalks, it's just crosswalks, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So we thought that, we wanted to bring visibility to this type of observance this year, to shed light on, there are people who are still affected by HIV.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's people who are still, like, I had this conversation with Teresa, who is a nurse practitioner, and she was telling me about how there's still many people that die from AIDS-related things, that people don't talk about, you know what I mean? Like, the meds are definitely elongating your life. You are able to live and thrive, but there are always secondary things. There are always side effects. There are always, the reality is that, like, you and I have talked off camera about World AIDS Day not being just about remembrance, it's about resilience, How does this concert honor both the people that we've lost and the community that's still here fighting?
Yeah, there's a lot of that. Well, a big part of that is actually making the concert accessible to the public. So general admission is only $10.
Ching ching!
We wanted to make this concert accessible to everyone. And even going further than that, we've made it free for any Ryan White client or any patient of Can or Midland as well. So there are no barriers to entry for this concert. You know, a lot of the concerts that we go to can cost you hundreds of dollars,
okay?
easily.
And he's a concert maniac, okay? So that's coming from him.
And
Yeah.
just sitting like in the 300s sections, you know, like
Yeah.
it costs you over $100. You know, so we really wanted this concert to be about the community and about the people in the HIV community as well.
Yeah.
That we see them.
Yeah. Yeah, and Rent, if you don't know, Rent is a musical about all these young people, mostly living and trying to thrive with HIV and AIDS during a time where there was very limited resources and very limited access to meds at that time, you know? CAN Community Health has been at the forefront of HIV testing, prevention, and care for decades, okay? Just because we're talking about CAN Community Health now, because this beautiful face is a part of it, doesn't mean that they just started doing this shit yesterday, right? They have been doing it for decades, okay? But it's also about destigmatizing, right? That is something that seems it's not getting better.
Yeah.
You know, how does an event like this help move that mission forward?
I think it brings the awareness back to the front line. Like I mentioned before, people are still testing positive for HIV today. You know, people are still, spreading STIs. People are still affected by this in their daily life, whether it's their friends, their family, it's themselves, so that's why the prevention and education behind HIV is so important.
So important.
Because it's still affecting our community today. It has not gone away.
No, it
hasn't. I think
hasn't.
that's something that our communities need to realize, that just because the current administration takes it off of a website, it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist.
Exactly. Yeah. I spoke to a woman, because Miami's #1 with new infections, all right? It's usually the BIPOC community that gets hit the most. And I was speaking to an African-American friend of mine who didn't know that she could be on PrEP.
Yeah.
She had no idea, Cal. And and this is someone who is part of our community, right? Goes to many events, knows a lot, but did not know that part, And, she was like, yeah, but, I don't know if I should do this. I have a husband and blah, 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 and he might be cheating on me. You know what I mean? Like, okay, well, you've got to take care of yourself first, right? There are programs where your husband will never receive anything from you coming in and getting tested and getting what you need. There are ways to make things anonymous, correct? Right? I mean, that is
absolutely. And just to think that, science today, it just takes one pill a day to prevent the spread of HIV. It even comes in an injectable form as well that you can get on a monthly or bi-monthly basis. There's even a 6-month injectable that's on the market now that's going through insurance.
And you guys really fought for that one.
Yeah, we fight for not only access to healthcare, but also funding as well to make these drugs affordable and accessible to the community. Even to doxypep. There's the day after pill to stop the spread of STIs.
Yeah.
So there is medication that's out there that will help our community, because we know hookups happen. We're not telling people not to have sex.
Yeah.
And it's not also an LGBT thing.
No.
Well. When we look at our demographics, 40% of our patients are LGBT, but the other 40% are heterosexual community.
Wow.
And that's the community that a lot of people don't talk about.
Yeah.
So just to think that, they're equal 40% in our demographics, it's huge.
Yeah, it's ginormous. There's a beautiful theme of hope in Rent, Do you think that message will resonate as powerfully today as it did all those years ago when Rent first came out?
I hope so. Rent was, captivating when it first came out, because it was a time period where we were coming from a president who would not say the word AIDS publicly.
Yeah.
To a Broadway musical that addressed it in the 90s, that went on to win a Tony Award. And, we're really excited that Adam and Anthony can reunite their friendship on stage after 30 years. And I can't believe it's been 30 years since Rent came out.
Yeah.
But we're still in the fight against, HIV.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what they say about their show, that it's a show about friendship, that it's a show about that their energy together is just simply incredible, right? right? And they've, known each other and worked together for, almost 30 years now, right? And so we'll be able to see that all on stage. You're not just doing this as an executive, which you are, you've lived, breathed, and loved this work. Why does this particular event mean so much to you personally?
Wow.
Because you're a little extra on everything, but for this one, you're really up, up and up and up. You've gone above and beyond,
This event in particular is really special to me and close to my heart because it combines so many different passions of mine. Number one, my professional life as working in healthcare and ending the HIV epidemic, but also my passion for the arts. So I've worked in nonprofit arts before, whether it was Broadway or the opera. I love going to events. I'm a subscriber to Broadway Across America, the Symphony,
yes, you are.
Slow Burn Theater. Shout out to all of our local nonprofit arts organizations. I've been involved with Harmony Waves for 2 years now on their board, and we just recently opened the Gray Box Theater in Wilton Manors. So I love the arts. The arts for me are an escape because this world can be an awful place for some people sometimes, and I get that everyone has a story and it may not be easy, but just to be able to escape for 90 minutes to go see a show, just to be able to be in another place and time, another culture, another language, I think that means so much. So to be able to combine my love and passion for the arts with what I do with healthcare together for this one night of just this powerful message is a dream come true to me.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I know that you've got a big heart for community because, that's one of the many reasons why I fell in love with you myself. It's your love for who you are, for the people around you. You always give up your shirt for anybody that you love. The arts are kind of like your baby, also, even though he also has a fur baby, Patches, who is probably watching right now, you know what I mean? Does Patches know that you've been like hanging out with Broadway royalty lately and you've been like just bringing all these incredible people to us? We've been seeing some incredible stuff happen and we need to start taking him. I just interviewed Varla. She takes her dog everywhere. I think Patches should be at all these shows at Gray Box. I need to start
bringing Patches. He has no idea that his daddy is so involved.
His dada. Does he call you his dada?
Yeah, he calls me. Yeah, he has a British accent, and he calls me dada. That I'm so involved and doing some amazing things. But I hope he's proud of me.
I think he is, puppy. Yeah. I think he is. Aside from all of the things that Cal does, he's also a professor, right? And in that time, he tries his best to also be a mentor to these young people, right? That are going to be our future, right? What message do you hope that your students, right, and younger generations take away from a concert like this?
Oh, it's incredible because, we have most of my students are in their early 20s. So I'm fortunate.
They weren't even born.
Yeah, they weren't even born yet during this time period, but they are affected by HIV. They are affected by STIs. They've only seen or heard of Rent, from, watching it or
the movie.
The movie.
Yeah.
So to be able to bring this to life, is incredibly meaningful for me, just not only from an education perspective as well, but also because they know that I'm passionate about the arts. They know I work in healthcare.
Yeah.
I love my students. I think it's an amazing ability to be able to teach the next generation because those who know should teach.
Yeah.
So for me, just being able to teach what I know and, with marketing and communications to the next generation that's coming up is incredibly meaningful because hopefully, 20 years from now, they look back and be like, oh, like that professor was really cool.
Well, and even you don't give yourself enough credit. He's way more wonderful than he allows me to say. The reality is that he's also an incredible representation, right? He is a gay man, first generation, right? His family came here to give him a better life, right? In hopes that their children would have better lives, right? And here you are, a professor, with this incredible position at Can Community Health, but also just on your own time doing things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's just a beautiful thing. Yeah. Trust me, they're proud of you.
I hope so. I never imagined, my grandparents immigrated from Guyana in South America to New York in the 70s. And I was only a sparkle in my father's eye at that
Yeah.
point, so it's I really hope that they move to America for a better life, for their kids, which were my parents, and for the American dream. And being a first generation American is something that I hold very close to my heart, and I hope that I made them proud.
I think you have. As another first generation product, right? Like, we're the ones here that are taking over. We're the ones that are making the rules. We're the ones that refuse to allow that person that's in the White House right now dictate who we love and how happy we are. He will not take that away from us. I mean, Cal, we were together when Kamala lost. We were together during that time. We were out there protesting. We've been out there screaming for people to vote. We've, we do the work and we do it every day, but a fatigue is reality. What do you do to make sure that fatigue doesn't get you and make you go under the covers for weeks at a time?
You know what? It's we're only human, and I always say that, take your 5 minutes, cry it out, scream, but we have to continue fighting. Like, we are the representation of today and tomorrow's America. What happened yesterday is already gone. Unfortunately, Kamala lost an election, but we do have another one coming up next year. We just went through another election, a couple weeks ago at this point, and Mamdani won, New York City mayor,
that gave me a little hope. That reminded me a little bit of during the Kamala time. You know what I mean?
And it's actually incredible because not even to, I don't know if you've seen like everything going on with like Marjorie Taylor Greene, but like, even she's changed her tone of voice.
Because she's a woman and Trump can't deal with a strong, mad woman. So he's turned his back on her too.
Yeah. And I really hope that politicians start to open their eyes and start to represent their communities and their constituents again. And forget about this whole, I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican, and they dig their heels in for certain things. Like, it's about the people that you represent. And it's about the children that are growing up that are watching us as adults now make these decisions. Because I look at some of these people and, what they post on Facebook, and I'm like, are you going to regret what you posted, 10 years from now? When it comes back to haunt you? It's just kind of eye-opening. But I always remember that, that tomorrow is, it's going to be a better day, and we just have to keep pushing and keep fighting and keep hoping for a better future for all of us.
Amen. All righty, so let's get everybody to the World AIDS Day concert, right? It's happening November 30th and December 1st in Tampa, actually, too, which is pretty dope. All right, so folks, if you missed it, run up to Tampa the next day. You might make it.
Catch that spirit flight from FLL to TPA.
Listen, it'll get you there in 45 minutes. I mean, I'm just saying. All right, tell these folks where they can get their tickets today.
You can get your tickets at www.nodaybuttoday.org.
All right. So World AIDS Day concert, no day but today. 3001 East Las Olas Boulevard is actually where the place is going to be. Sunday, November 30th at 7 p.m. Presented by Can Community Health, featuring Adam Pascal, Anthony Rapp from Rent. We're also going to have the Birds of Paradise, Alexander Zinos, who is incredibly talented. I love that boy. The Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida, Edward Otto Zelke, I adore you. Gabe Salazar. Those folks are just ridiculously talented. You're going to have an evening that you will not soon forget. Make sure that you charge your phone and bring your lights, because there's going to be a lot of pictures taken, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right? All right. So Can Community Health looks forward to seeing you there. And we also recommend attendees to use rideshare services, right?
We do, yeah.
Just
Uber,
3,000
Lyft.
of your closest friends. It can be a little crazy,
Parking's always a hassle everywhere you go.
I mean, that's South Florida.
That's South Florida.
It just really is, All proceeds are going to benefit. I didn't want to forget to mention the Susan,
the Susan
Terry.
Terry Foundation. Susan Terry is the founder of Can. She did pass away a few years ago. And Can Community Health founded a foundation in her name that oversees our patient assistance fund. Something that people may not know is that Can treats anyone that walks into our doors, insured or uninsured. No one gets turned away for treatment.
I love that. I mean, and that's very rare in South Florida. Let's just say that. All right. And so the Susan Terry Foundation is supporting the Patient Assistance Fund, like Cal said, which provides direct help to patients facing economic hardship. And during these times, there's a lot of folks that are facing economic hardship. So follow CAM Community Health and Harmony Waves on Instagram for updates, and go to showpass.com to get your tickets as well.
Yes.
Did I get everything?
Everything.
I got everything. All right, Cal, you know I love you, and this means so much to me that you're back in my bed, and also to have 2 original rent voices right here in South Florida for World AIDS Day. It's just beyond special. And like Jonathan Larson taught us, forget regret, or life is yours to miss. So go get your tickets, honor the love, and celebrate the life. Now, Cal, you know how we do this. We both got to say, FayWhat?
FayWhat?
There it is. All right. Thank you, Cal Gajraj from CAN Community Health, and I will see you all at the World AIDS Day concert. Hi, let's Kiki about what's going on in the LGBTQ plus community. I have a sidekick joining me in bed for some conversation. What did you think I was talking about? Our first segment is called Gay Boys Sleep Late. And this morning, I'm joined by my gay guy pal, adult performer, and star of For the Love of Dilfs on Out TV, Alex Tikas. Follow his adults-only Twitter at Alex_Tikas, and catch him as he bartends and dances sometimes. At the Ego Wilton Manors. Good morning, Alex, and welcome back to my bed, boo.
Plan A, Plan B, Plan C. Oh, Alex will dance. There's nobody there.
Listen, those boys love watching you on that box dance, okay?
I gotta say, like, I still get the 20s.
Honey, because you still got it. Listen, think about it, right? So he bartends, right? And you know, bartenders out there, you know, you make your money, right? But there's side work, and you gotta close up, and you gotta count shit, and it's like such a pain in the ass that you're cleaning up after everybody. You earn every single one of those dollars that you get as a bartender. As a dancer, it's a little different.
You're dancing on a box.
Is there a 2-step? Is there a certain move? Like, as I've seen you up there, and it's something
there's
like
the DJ. There's a DJ. You do the DJ. Well, this one is a little risky. It's the anyway.
The rowing. What is this? What do you call this? The rowing.
It's back and forth. It's just back and forth and back and forth. And,
okay, but like, where do the hands go? Like, sometimes you have to go like this? Like, do the hands go out behind you? Like, or are you just grabbing dollar bills?
You're really good at that.
Shut the fuck. I used to be that girl when I drank. You know that I'm 11 years sober this week, right?
Oh my God.
Actually, 11 years sober this week. Thank you. 11/28, 2014 is my sober birthday. And back when I used to drink, I was the girl who jumped on the bar, drunk. I was the girl that every bartender hated. God. You know who I'm talking about. We all know that girl.
Yeah, well.
And I was that girl. Now I'm this girl, which is a little better.
Her.
But you know what I mean? Where it's like, okay. And I didn't have the moves. I did it.
Well,
that's why I'm here now.
Things change.
Oh yeah, well, you change, like you were like, okay, like maybe you can be like the teacher to upcoming dancers coming in.
No, I'm not. I like to tell people they ask so many questions. They're like, what should we wear? I'm like, you put on a jockstrap and, maybe the socks and the boots match, and you just get up there and you do your thing. Okay.
So here's a question. Okay. So, and it's a sensitive question. What do you do with your pee-pee? Like, if you're dancing up there, you need to make sure that it's for full view, because that's partially why you're there. So do you put a ring on?
I don't, but...
Okay. But because you're welling down and your shit's like a third leg and it looks like a kickstand. But if it falls out, it just, holds them up.
If you put a cock ring on, it's sort of like, it plumps it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you would tell new dancers to put a ring on it.
Well, it depends on, maybe they're Brazilian or something. I don't know.
Maybe they might need it. I mean, whatever. He's just helping you with the bowl.
I'm just here to help. I'm just here to help.
Always here to help. All right, let's get to the show. Let's get to the show.
What's going on, Faye?
Now let's Kiki on this interesting story. So it's breakup season, baby, and Notaro just unfriended Cheryl Hines, emotionally and professionally. Once podcast co-host and ride or die giggle buddies on True Story, Tig had to pump the brakes when Cheryl's hubby, RFK Jr., started turning fringe beliefs into full-on conspiracy marathons. Tig told Tom Papa, quote, Cheryl wanted me to hear Bobby out, and I was like, no, I can't, end quote. Notaro says what started as a tiny gnat of discomfort became a full-blown brown recluse situation. So she stepped back. Podcast, friendship, all of it. Tig Notaro says bye-bye to Cheryl Hines. What are we all talking about? Oh, I thought I had a video to this. Darn it. Well, so, I mean, I was a fan of Cheryl Hines because I used to love Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah,
like I just loved her on that, you
Remember
know?
when she got beat up by that?
Oh my God. So hilarious. Now, how does that go from someone part of a prominent show that I really like to being married to RFK, who doesn't believe in shit, doesn't believe in vaccines, who like, you know, says he had worms in his head. Like, I mean, how does that, okay, you love who you love. You know what I mean?
Forget all that. Like, how can you like hear that, the sound of that voice come out of somebody for like the rest of your life?
Imagine what that sounds like during sex.
No, they're not.
Something like that.
They're having sex?
You don't think they're having sex?
I don't understand why.
I mean, straight people have sex, Alex.
Oh, okay.
It's not anything we want to think about, but they do. I mean, like Cheryl. I mean, like I can't even fake his voice because it's so deep and bad.
So, what do you do when
your friend marries somebody that you don't like?
Not you don't like, but it's like really like not.
Look, I don't like many partners of my friends, right? But I don't hate them, and they don't have different beliefs than me. You understand? There's a vast difference when this person wants to end us. You know what I mean? Like it's like it's not. It would be hard for me to still be friends with this person, right? And so, and those people always want you to hear them out. Like there's nothing that you're gonna be able to tell me that's gonna make sense.
It's I have a friend who's dating a Trump supporter. Who's dating it's like can't. It's like the C word. I have a friend
who's dating a Trumper.
Yeah, and he's not a Trumper.
Okay.
But I'm like.
And how is he able to differentiate that?
I don't know if he's fucking with my head, but
okay.
It seems to be working, and I'm like, how are you?
They maybe don't talk about that. Maybe they just don't talk about that, which would be almost nearly impossible in my house and in the kind of world that we're in right now. But
yeah,
that's the only way I could think of it. You know what I mean? Because, you know, in this day and age, at least for me, Alex, right? If you're not with me, you're against me. I'm done with all that. You understand?
Could you be a Latino?
I am.
And date a Trump supporter?
I could not. I don't care how good the sex is. I don't care if her pussy smells like all the lavender waves of the world. There's just no way I could. Yeah. I can't.
Yeah,
like, I mean, but then now I'm thinking about like angry porn, right? Because like, you know, angry sex. Like, can I beat the crap out of you like while we're having sex and you're no?
It's a fetish. Like, it's like there are guys that are like that I know that are like seriously into getting like
beat up.
It's really disturbing.
Yeah, no. Like, I'm not into violence like during sex and all that, you know. But I mean, like, it would be kind of cool if like I was dressed like Marjorie Taylor Greene and the woman was dressed like Trump, and I'm just like,
I don't know.
But no, might be a little sexy.
But what are we gonna?
Anyway, but Tig, the point. We always do this, but it's your fault, Alex. You always get me like on some weird tangent. Anyway, what happened to this lesbian? Oh, Tig. So Tig, which is why she's presently on the morning show. If you're watching the morning show and you stopped watching, like Alex, right? Because like the first season was great, the second season was
Well, there was COVID, and he went to Italy. I was like, this is.
And like nobody wants to watch him going to Italy, right? But now like they're back and it's like full force. So Tig is on the show and she's like a secret agent that they just planted. I think the Russians planted her. Oh, I spoiled it. Oh well.
What's the matter with you? Don't spoil it.
But what? Go watch it. It aired on Wednesday.
All right.
That's been almost a week. That's not really spoiling, if you really be clear. Anyway, so what should she do in this? Okay, they seemed very close. It must have not been easy for her to say, look, I can no longer be friends with her also.
I mean, if your values and your beliefs don't align with somebody so inherently
it's not a Trumper, it's RFK. You understand? It's a different level of Trumper.
He's I mean, I saw some of those hearings that he was in, like, not a good
aspirin causing autism.
Come on, he's not a good guy.
Wow, this is an important conversation for our LGBTQ community. Help us tell these important stories by liking and subscribing to the FayWhat Show. Next, let's Kiki on this interesting story. So there were days when Craigslist wasn't just a website, it was a lawless gay frontier where anything could happen and anything usually did. Before apps, right? Queerty reminds us that boys were out here answering ads with nothing but a grainy ass picture and the Lord's protection, all right? And the stories. We're talking a friend's dad sneaking off for summer-long hookups, a stray construction worker who turned out to be the world's busiest bottom, and my favorite, a high-ranking intelligence officer exposed by nothing more than his own license plate, all right? As Queerty.com puts it, Craigslist was chaos, but oh, it was so delicious. Craigslist chaos, dads, tops, and secret agents were all in there. What are we all talking about? It was like something connections. What was it called?
It was misconnections.
Misconnections, but there was other.
So, I have a friend who worked in an office in New York, and Craigslist was full on. And, you know, he would tell me stories. I would go on Craigslist. It was me, whatever. So I would go, like, after work, you just, like, go on, because it was after work time.
Yeah.
And you'd see who's on, and they would just come over, and things would happen.
Of course,
and then
it was like Grindr, but like without.
It's like super primitive Grindr, but really appealing, I guess, to like straight and sort of like the people that are going back home to their families and whatever. And it was, oh my God, like I just remember like there was like a construction. I was on 28th Street. So there were like construction sites everywhere, and that construction thing is true.
Yes!
So yeah, but then all of a sudden, because of trafficking or whatever, they decided to use it as an excuse. I guess it got out of hand. I don't know. Gone. Everything was gone. Like the whole.
But that was the first Grindr when you really think about it. Then.
Well, the first Grindr was the Village Voice.
What would it say there on the Village Voice?
Saw you at CVS.
Wondered what you were buying.
Sorry about your irritable bowel syndrome.
Sorry about your IBS. But if you'd like to meet, I'm all after you're done with your IBS situation. I'm here.
I was getting on the train. You were getting off the train. We looked at each other, and like people would.
And that was it.
Yeah. And before that, it was like the hanky code. Remember?
You wore a certain you wore a certain handkerchief.
Yeah.
Right?
The gays have to be very creative.
Steven Crespo. He's always I love him. Come on.
Pocket full of
I
sunshine.
love him. If you don't know who Steven Crespo is, look him up. He's adorable. Leather daddy, so big in our community.
First runner-up of IML 2024. I believe. Yeah.
First runner-up. Okay,
is like,
that is a huge pageant.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's not even called a pageant for them, but you know what I mean. Like, and it's gentlemen from all over the world. Okay, that come to compete. First runner-up. Okay, and I gotta get Steven in my bed. Why haven't I had him in my bed? That's weird. Anyway, he's like, I'm 5'11" and a half.
I get him a little cradle, a little baby basket.
Wow. That's fucked up, Alex. He would not like that. He would not like that. We talked about him once when we did that Dear Faye with the small penis or something person, remember? That you can't judge people by their packaging because you never know. Another kickstand, Steven Crespo. You know what I mean? But anyway, so, he's always talking about the different handkerchiefs and how you should know and be very intentional about your shit. Like, if you're going to do it right kind of deal. You know? I mean, and blue means something, yellow means something. Like, they all meant something different. It's too many. I can't remember. I always get them confused with the villages and the scrunchies, too. So
maybe girls should have, like, a scrunchy code.
Saying what?
I don't know. You guys gotta.
I eat pussycats.
You wear a scrunchie in a different color, and then you'll tell the other lesbians what you're into.
Okay. All right. Okay. Hey, listen. Claudia Castillo, Marcy, what's it? Carol from 9F. There's like 6 of us. Jacqueline Lorber. I think there's like 10 lesbians in our community. Yeah. We're all gonna get together. We're gonna figure out this code. All right.
Figure out the scrunchie code.
I'm just saying. We're gonna figure out the. Mind you, I hate scrunchies and I think they're horrible. But we're gonna do it. You're just gonna see me like one day randomly look with a scrunchie just like to my side like this, and I'm gonna be like, "You see where you started, Alex? Look at this."
Scrunchy pigtails. When you're gonna be at the lesbian barbecue or whatever, everybody's gonna have scrunchies.
Gonna have scrunchies. Listen, Women's Week. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna talk to Lolly and the girls from Skirt because I'm gonna do something for Women's Week where we have a little scrunchie or something. Whatever. This is an important conversation for our LGBTQ community. I have to end this now. Help us tell these important stories by liking and subscribing to the FayWhat Show. Next, I want to get our week started off by telling you some things that are really important to me. We call it FayWhat's on my mind. Trans Day of Remembrance is on my mind. And you know, there are days when the world needs to just stop and listen, right? And Trans Day of Remembrance is one of those days. It's not a party. It's not a protest. It's a moment of collective heart to remember those we've lost and to uplift those who are still here. Every November 20th, every single one, communities around the world pause to honor the lives of transgender and gender diverse people who have been taken by hate and violence. It began in 1999 after the murder of Rita Hester, a Black trans woman whose life, like too many others, was silenced far too soon. Since then, this day has become a call to say their names, to face the truth of the violence still happening, and to promise that we'll keep fighting for a world where our trans family can live openly, freely, and safely. Bring your love, bring your respect, bring your light, because mourning and love can live in the same breath. And on this day, it does, all right? We hold both very, very dear to our hearts. And as a proud ally, I know this isn't my lived experience, but it is my responsibility to stand beside you. Because love without action isn't love at all, all right? I'll be there as a friend, as an ally, and as someone who believes that every name we speak deserves to be remembered, and every trans person deserves a lifetime of tomorrows. So let's show up together. Wednesday, November 20th, from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m., the Pride Center at Equality Park, 2040 North Dixie Highway, Wilton Manors, hosted by Trans Inclusive Group. And I know that a lot of the other trans organizations like Trans Social, Trans Ed will also be there. Come to remember, come to stand together that day and every day. We honor your truth, your courage, and your legacy. Because as long as we keep saying your names, you never fade. Because every life, every single one matters. Here's to remembering all those on Trans Day of Remembrance. Are you okay?
Oh yeah, my eyes started scratching.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Important day.
This made me think of something. I don't think we talked about this, but did you listen to Mamdami's speech?
I did.
He said the word trans.
Yeah, he did, and didn't breathe twice.
And
said it like I'm gonna be there for my trans community.
Yeah, he's like we are going to open up a specific office for the LGBTQ.
Yep.
I was like, wow, to finally hear that come out of somebody's mouth from New York.
Yep.
Was like amazing.
It gives us hope.
Yeah.
It gives us hope.
They have you have a voice, you have a platform now.
He did a video also from the Chelsea Piers, which used to be a very hot spot. It still is actually, but it used to be a more hot spot for trans sex workers. And Sylvia Rivero, which was somebody who Marsha P. Johnson, who fought so relentless, for the trans community. And, he did a whole video on it. Nobody does a video on the trans community and the history, and saying that I will be here for you, right? Yeah. And mention that office that he would open in New York City. Things like that give us hope, right? I mean, this is a young guy doing this. I mean,
they're trying to beat him down at every fucking turn. And I think he's gonna be great for the city. But I think it's great that what's happening here. Are you going to be hosting this tomorrow?
No. As an ally, I stand there to support. Okay. Great. And I make sure that people know that this event is going, so they attend and they're able to hold space and also give their energy, right? And maybe there's someone out there that can help Trans Inclusive Group. Maybe you got some extra money in your pocket and you want to give it to an organization that's doing the damn thing, right? Trans Day of Remembrance is November 20th. Find somewhere to support. If it's not at the Pride Center at Equality Park, there are other organizations doing events for Trans Day of Remembrance in Miami, in West Palm, everywhere, in New York, in New Jersey. There is an event. Please go join it. So that's it. That's the FayWhat Show. I hope that you had fun. Thank you so much to Alex Tikas for joining me in bed.
I love you.
You know I love you more. So much.
Thank you.
Happy
Thanksgiving if I don't see you.
Happy Thanksgiving, and I'll see you in December.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. Also, I want to give a big thank you to Gajraj from Can Community Health for being in bed with me today, and the incomparable, the beautiful Miss Varla Jean Merman, who also graced my bed this morning.
She?
Yes, with her dog Jasper.
Really?
It was a lot going on. I'll tell you.
Was she in?
Yes. Gorgeous, big dress. It took up most of the bed. I was on the side like this with my handkerchief telling her, help,
That's good for you.
help. Well, thank you for joining me. I love you. I'll see you soon. Well, folks, I'm really passionate about trying to connect the L and the G in our LGBTQ plus community. Sometimes I find it hard for us girls, but if we believe that we are one strong community, then we gotta support all the letters of our LGBTQ plus. We open every show with a nod to Mary Tyler Moore and That Girl's Marlo Thomas. This show is dedicated to a strong LGBTQ plus community. I just encourage you to be a little bit kinder, a little bit funnier, and to embrace our tremendous diversity, because it really is what makes us so damn strong. Until then, make sure you follow me on all social media outlets: Facebook, IG, Blue Sky, TikTok, YouTube. Follow FayWhat. Until next Monday at 9 a.m. live, where I'm going to be having the best of the FayWhat show for the Thanksgiving week, because I'm staying my ass home.
Okay.
I'm allowed to stay home for Thanksgiving. I'm going to spend some time with my dogs and with my beautiful wife, Teresa. So you guys will all be getting some incredible best of, all right? Drake Vaughn is one of my best ofs.
Very nice. Okay.
All right. Hopefully by then, maybe he's already finished with 1,000 bottoms, and a whole lot more. All right. So until then, I will see you all. And you can also see any FayWhat show on demand. I'm FayWhat, and I'm #ThatGirl. I wish you a week full of sunshine and rainbows. Please consider fostering or adopting a pet in need. Love you. Stay gay.
Rainbows, gay boys, #ThatGirl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word. Is that girl the girl of all our dreams? She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, #ThatGirl. Pride-filled, tea dance, Wilton. Is that girl Latina, but she's universal too?